Welcome to the MSP Corner podcast. Before we kick off our show, we would like to share what our main objective is at the MSP Corner. Our main goal is to help CEOs build profitable and self-sustainable IT service firms. We are not just providing tools for IT firms, we will be sitting in meetings with you to ensure your IT firm stays on track. The first area we are focused on, strategic sales. IT firms are stuck selling technology or IT support. We will provide you with the blueprint so you position your firm as an added value to your prospects. We will have framework on how to sell value so you influence the prospect into selecting your firm. The second area we see many IT firms struggle in is marketing. 90+% of businesses rely on antiquated marketing methods. The most popular choice, word of mouth. We have proven methods on how to attract the ideal prospect. Our framework will include how to become the online authority and be the business influencer for an industry. The third component to our package, scaling. IT firms walk away from opportunities because they lack the bandwidth or skill set to scale. We have lined up reputable businesses so our members can hire on-demand resources that will allow them to scale their business. The fourth area we will offer help in, selecting the right tools. In order to deliver value, you need the right tech stack. Our platform will offer information on products that are the ideal choice for MSPs. The fifth area we will offer help in is with documentation. Templates are a critical component when building an MSP. We will have contracts, proposals, SOWs, collateral, and much more in the template section. You will have every document you need to start up your managed IT service business. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go to our next podcast. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our podcast. This is show number 17, and I am your host, Fernando Leon, and I am joined by my co-host, Gregory Morawiecz. And we got a guest today. His name is Joseph Garcia, and he is the CEO of 411 Webinar. 411 Webinar is a lead generation company driving traffic to webinars. So before we kick that off, I want to give everybody a quick preview of what's to come here. Is why we're having this podcast is because MSPs struggle with lead generation. We want to solve that puzzle. We've solved it for my MSP, but we're here to solve a big problem that many businesses have. So one of the topics that I'm constantly bringing up with a lot of my IT partners and MSPs that we work directly with is you have to set up funnels, right? And what is a funnel? A funnel is a mechanism that is going to drive traffic to your website, or it's going to generate opportunities for you. So we're going to talk about how we're going to get attendees to webinars, right? 411 is here to explain how they can fill seats, how they can generate interest, and because MSPs have a huge opportunity by displaying their skill set, and they have that ability by leveraging webinars. And 411 is here to help not only drive traffic to webinars or get people to register, but webinars are a critical component to building credibility, trust, and rapport with your audience. And when Joseph brought this up to us, I was excited about it because I'm a big believer in webinars. I used to not be, but webinars are a major component on building rapport and trust with prospects. So today we're going to be talking to Joseph on how he does that, his model, and I'm gonna start off with letting him explain a little bit about, tell Joseph, hey, tell the audience here a little bit about your business and how all this transpired and what it's all about.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for having me on, Fernando and Greg. Nice to meet you guys. And yeah, absolutely. Just like you were, saying, it's highly critical, especially, there's a lot of decision makers that are out there looking for education, knowing what they're wanting behind that product that they're looking for, services they're looking for. So, and this is why we put this together. So, we're a lead generation webinar company, and we're a new company with a fresh outlook and an appeal that caters to the needs of our prospects, and we want to match those needs to the right provider. We provide solutions for prospects aligned with partner presenters. So we want to make sure that their solutions are aligned with our partner presenters, services, and products. And think of us more of a B2B matchmaker, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, all right. So what made you decide, okay, I'm going to work with the IT service industry, or is this are you working with all industries? And what makes you like, what can you tell our audience that, hey, look, you can trust us with host it? Do you host the webinars, or is it more of like you're just you've got a database of specific industries? Tell us a little bit about that and how all that works, because I'm curious to. I'll give you an example because I use the medical industry
Mhm.
for
Right.
a lot of my analogies here, and is let's say Gregory and I came to you and said, "Hey, Joseph, we have a great we're an MSP. We're an MSSP, and we understand that medical offices need to be HIPAA compliant. We have a great tool to ensure they stay compliant. It's a reporting tool, and we'd like to step out of obscurity, right? Because if
Mhm.
nobody knows we exist, they don't know where to look, right? So we want to announce to the world that, hey, we are alive. We have a solution to keep you HIPAA compliant. We're going to have a webinar on this day. Would you have do you have the ability to target the medical industry and specific sizes and specific areas for the IT service industry? Because I want to understand the value you have to offer behind all this. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're able to target, specific leads. And that's the whole thing about, live webinars is has that educational component. So let's talk about value. So for when it comes to value, it's always about quality, and there's always different factors when it comes to quality. So we always, we want to help construct quality lead generation webinar campaigns to increase clientele appointments for our presenting partners. So for going back to the example that you had, we want to make sure that most all of your clientele or your registrants are qualified because that's what they're looking for, and we target those by size of industry, size of company, revenue, even the titles down to the departments that they're at, and adding that educational component. So we also provide quality services and products to our audience, right? So our audience will have access to top-notch quality education. Again, that's really crucial in today's market trends, with product service knowledge to go along with that to solve their pain points provided by, let's say for you guys, right, the MSSP, by presenting partners. So you are our presenting partners. So our quality webinar campaigns will save you time, money, and labor. That is the value. Now, how we do that. So ideally, starts with your ideal customer. Who are they? Are they reactive or proactive, right? The nuances are critical in regards to crafting a quality campaign that'll attract your ideal customer. Hence, of course, qualified leads. We then create an outreach campaign targeting your specific prospects, that will make up your audience of qualified leads. So the campaign message will be cohesive with the presentation, highlighting the educational component of what they will gain and learn. And of course, lastly, showtime, right? Presentation and script is professionally designed, whereas attendees, their takeaway should be educational, valuable, and insightful that will convert to appointments during or after Q&A. A well-planned campaign attracts quality leads to register, to your webinar that potentially become your customers,
yep, yeah. I don't want to give too much away because we know we're going to have a webinar next week, and I know you're going to be able to illustrate all the value behind it. But
Hmm.
This sounds really cool, Joseph. I've never seen an organization that does this. So for you to have every component in place, I mean, you even do the messaging, you've
Yes.
got everything in place so they can host the webinar. What if you had to say, hey Fernando, the only thing you need is your mobile phone or your computer and a camera? Is that it? Is that all? Do I need to
That
create a
is.
presentation? What would you expect from me?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. All you would need is your desktop camera or, phone if needed, wherever you're at. But and that's the thing. So it just varies what you're looking for really, but ideally, like I said, it has a lot to do with targeting your prospects. You want to put your product out there to qualified buyers, qualified that they're already looking for some solution that is similar to yours or exactly like yours, what you're providing, right? So we provide the platform, we provide the messaging, we match the tone of your company, and even then, we can also help present for you at the same time, depending what your needs are.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, because some of these guys are introverts, right? They
Hmm.
might not be
Yeah.
great at presenting. They might not, they might get nervous, and I understand. I used to be there. I used to get nervous during meetings and presentations, because you have to get out of your comfort zone. And in order to succeed in anything, you have to get out of your comfort zone. It's got to become uncomfortable
Hmm.
because not anything you want to do in life that's worth doing is going to be uncomfortable. So I get it, and that's a great benefit that you offer for presenting also. And because I know you're very educated in the IT service industry, so that's really good to know that you offer that also. So tell me a little bit about the process to put a campaign together. Just give us a quick overview when somebody partners with you. Do you what's the timeline like? Because if I came to you tomorrow and said, hey Joseph, I want to target all the medical offices with 20 to 50 people in my area, and I want to do a message out to them saying, hey, we're going to have a security and HIPAA compliance type of webinar. Will you be, how long does it take to put something together? And what do you recommend as far as like the lead time? Like, okay, message goes out tomorrow. Should the webinar be in a week or two? What's the timeline like?
Yeah, no, great question. Absolutely. So, first, we start off with a discovery call, get all the intel that we need. Our target audience are trusting us to deliver them the best in education and service and products from our partner presenters, right? So our tagline is, you know, being informed is our priority. Then we coordinate and construct a campaign with your management team as we set a target date to broadcast your live webinar. That will be on our platform. So all you really need to do is just show up. You don't need to do anything else. We
Interesting.
discuss your targeted prospects, messaging, and tone. We review your custom presentation if your team had created one for the campaign. If you are needing a custom presentation, like I said before, we do offer creative services with a speaker for hire if needed, but other as well. So there is a 2 week lead time, up to 2 weeks lead time to gather information before campaign launch.
Okay,
And then it's a good enough time, right? So I mean, it can be a little less than that, depending
yeah.
what kind of information that you're trying to convey to us and put together.
I
Mhm.
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, yeah, you're fine, you're fine. I mean, yeah, and then the campaign is launched, and the outreach campaign consists of LinkedIn, cold email, and cold calling with a duration of anywhere to 4 to 5 weeks. You know,
Interesting.
yeah.
Wow. Wow. So there's multiple mechanisms you put in place to drive traffic to the webinar then. Interesting.
Yes,
I
yes,
love
because
it.
we're dealing with certain behaviors.
Yep.
There's conversion where they just automatically, you know what, I'm going to sign up later, or I'm going to sign up the week before, or I'm going to sign up the day of.
Yep. 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 I
Yeah.
bet. I bet. So I don't ever like to bring up uh, cost and contracts because I think everyone has a unique position. Everybody has unique requirements. So I'm going to leave that question out because I'm sure if you have a presenter, there's going to be fees for that, right? You want somebody who's going to present and is going to be speak intelligently about what you have to offer. But if there's a lot of creative services that you offer, so I'm going to allow the audience, when they register and listen in on the webinar, I would want them to reach out to you personally and discuss, hey, how does this model work as far as cost wise, and they can make that decision. But I think webinars have worked out really well for us. It's definitely a great platform to illustrate your expertise, your experience, and solve that problem for the audience. Because these when you're speaking to a specific audience, and they all share a common denominator when it comes to problems, right? They either have to be compliant, or they have security, or they have backup. They all have technical issues. So, but when you can narrow that message to like the medical industry, a lot of them struggle with HIPAA compliance,
Yeah.
staying HIPAA compliant. So
Right.
when you narrow that message down, you're going to have a successful campaign. And I think doing that on a webinar is going to help, generate more interest, generate more business, generate requests for proposals from MSPs. So I feel like webinars are so 1999 or early 2000s, but it's shifted. I've seen a shift, and videos, adverts. A lot of adverts are going out now. You see a lot of adverts discussing what businesses should be focusing on, and what these businesses have to offer. So I like it. I really like it. And what do you expect a webinar to last? Just so our audience has an idea.
Yeah, typically, we're dealing with a lot of executives, decision makers that, have a very busy schedule. So we try to keep it between 30 to 45 minutes tops. That's including
Yeah.
Q&A. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Yeah. That's what I was hoping for, that answer. Right. We
Yeah.
try to keep our webinars between 20-25 minutes, and another 15 minutes of asking questions, and then
Right.
that's it. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Right. Put a
Exactly.
bow on it and be done. But well, I've asked all my questions. I don't know if Gregory has any questions. He's got a different mindset than I do because I'm more on the sales and marketing side. Gregory's very much on the technical side. Greg, do you have any questions or?
Yeah, how do you make it so that it's replay resistant? How do you make it so that you're not hitting the same groups and people over and over and over and over and over again, right? To kind of saturate them with ads or whatever, or how is that done? Or
You,
do you do that?
you mean like the record, if there was going to be a recording, because most of it's going to be live and there's no replay. They get what they get
Okay.
with at that point. Yeah. So this is why it's
Is there
very,
no what happens to the recording? Is it
there's no recording. There's like,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So, if they want to, you know, um, revert back to like, hey, can you guys provide recordings? Like, well, we rather you sign up with our presenting partner because you may have questions, and that's probably why you want that replay, right? So eventually, we will have something way later down the road where, there is, okay, great, it's automated, you're not available. We can have some type of automated educational component with that too, where there's a live chat feature with our presenting sponsor.
Okay.
So and that will be way later on, of course. But right now, we're just trying to put it where it's a live event, and we're educating you at the same time, because the next webinar won't be the same. So let's say you want to hire us by campaign, we can do that. But at the same time, each one will be a little different, which we strongly recommend. So if they miss out on the first one, hey, not a big deal. Let's the point of it down really. I mean, the big takeaway from this really is getting them signed up, right? So if we got their interest, great, awesome, that's what we wanted. And after that is get them to sign up, really. So
Do you provide like analytics to the customer after the webinar that like tells
yes,
them
you're right. So we do.
demographics? What do you
Mhm.
show?
Absolutely. So, as far as for demographics, that's starting from the very, very beginning. We want to know who they are, where they're at, which area, which, of course, which industry, the title, right? And from there, we grab so there's different, we do share a pipeline with our partner presenter. So from the time of registration all the way to the end of Q&A, but it doesn't really end there because we also do a post campaign to reach out to the ones that didn't sign up, right? So we put a survey together, gauging quality, gauging, what was it that we did miss, if there was anything that we did miss or something that we need to improve on, things like that, surveys. But at the same time, it gets us to engage with the ones that did not sign up. We want to know why they didn't sign up, right? So,
Do you share that back with
yes,
the prospect as well?
yes, we do. Yeah, everything's transparent.
Well, I hit on all my questions. Joseph, was there anything else that you wanted to share, or should we wrap this up?
I'm pretty good. I think the rest of it will be on a webinar, and where we're able to demonstrate what our webinar will look like. Especially on how it's presented.
All right. All right. Well, I appreciate you making time for us. Please stay on the line because I want to show you a couple things, but I'm just going to wrap it up here and tell everybody, hey, thanks for listening. And don't forget to sign up to be a member on mspcorner.com. Have a great day. Thank you for listening. And don't forget to sign up to be a member on www.mspcorner.com. Please share our link with a CEO who will find our information beneficial to their business. Have an awesome day.